Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel again. This is Jay Foley on TV, and don't forget, subscription is very important. Click on the notification so anytime there's a post on here, you're gonna see it definitely. Now, today's conversation with my friend Danielle is going to be very interesting, and I bet it's something that you are not really used to, but there's a bit of education and inspiration in this, hence the conversation. And first of all, I'm honored because she decided to have this open conversation with me. So thank you very much. I should have offered you water or something, but wine. She wants wine. If you hear our conversation today and the person asking me for wine, but it's got two sides to it. I like the fact that yes, you can even be able to do everything you want.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of hydrocephalus? I hope I got the name right?
You did.
I did, spot on. Hydrocephalus. Now, it's a condition where there is excess fluid in the brain. Now, I'm told this usually happens to children. However, it is not too rare for it to happen to adults, but Danielle is a survivor of hydrocephalus. Now, I say a survivor of hydrocephalus because she has managed to survive through the odds and the challenges and how much it can break you down for her to look this beautiful sitting right in front of me. So we thank God for your life. That's what's most important.
That's the first thing.
I know you're not a doctor, but let me just get straight to the point and tell me, what is this? Give me more insights into what hydrocephalus is.
Okay, so hydrocephalus is the accumulation of excess fluid in the brain, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So the excess fluid is the CSF,
Mm-hmm.
cerebrospinal fluid.
Okay.
So every brain has CSF that cushions the brain and helps it function.
Okay.
But when there's an obstruction, maybe an accident, a fall, like anything, and the body can't absorb the excess fluid, everybody produces excess, but the body is able to absorb it some way, somehow. So when
From the brain.
Yes.
Okay.
So when there's an obstruction and it can't like absorb it anymore, it accumulates there, it doesn't go anywhere again.
Oh wow.
So it starts to like damage certain things, your sight, you can go blind, your memory, you're unable to like tell if you want to pee, like all those things. Yes.
I mean, because there is brain damage, you know, the brain's controlling everything. Well, she's not a doctor, so don't expect too many things if you're going to be asking questions. But at what age did you, or what happened before the diagnosis?
Okay, so I had series of headaches like consistently, and then
How old were you at that time?
I'd say I was somewhere around 18. So I had persistent headaches. My eyes were literally like aching all the time. Blurred vision. I lost a lot of weight. I was unable to eat, vomiting.
Over what period were these things happening?
Okay, so I think everything came together in like 1 year.
Wow.
So apparently the doctor said it's something that like was accumulating over time. So I started having headaches, but no one really pays attention to. Everyone gets headaches. You take para, yeah, okay. So when I started losing weight, I started vomiting. I had stiff neck. At a point, they thought I had, what's the name of, meningitis, because I couldn't sit.
Wow.
I was always lying, like back pain and all that, and I was vomiting. So at the point, I even passed out at Kanishi at the market by the roadside. Yeah.
Who were you with?
I was alone. But I thank God that somebody that knew me saw me.
And took you to the hospital?
No, I don't know how I woke up, honestly. I actually woke up by the roadside, but I don't know how I woke up.
And what did you do afterwards there?
I didn't know what to do, so he just took a taxi. I think he was going to the Vodafone office at Kaneshi at the time. So he just put me into a taxi, and then I just directed the driver to the house. So when we go home, and I had to like tell my dad and my grandma what happened. So my dad was like, what happened? I'm like, my eye, like everything just went blank. And it's like, okay, then let's go and check your eye first. So when we went, then the optician was like, no, this one, let's go and do MRI. Because usually when you have an issue, maybe glasses, they check. But it looked like the damage was from the brain. So he's like, okay, you bring an MRI. So when we came, he also diagnosed me of IIH. That was what he thought it was.
IIH?
Yes.
What's
it's
that?
Also like hydrocephalus.
Okay.
I think that one, they have to do like a lumbar puncture to drain the fluid from your spine and all that. That was what he thought it was, because that one too deals with excess fluid. So the referral was to Kolebu. And then the day the neurosurgeon saw the MRI, Daddy, they said they had to like put me on admission because it was that bad.
Wow.
So apparently I've been forgetting things and I can't tell anybody. Like, you're supposed to study, and then he said, what if you learn, you forget. So I was forgetting things. I wasn't seeing properly.
When you say you were forgetting things, what kind of amnesia was this? Like, you see me, you forget my name, or you place something somewhere, you can't remember where you put it?
Yes, place something somewhere, you can't seem to, like, you know that you placed it somewhere, but you just can't remember where you put it. Somebody tells you something, and then the next minute, you know that you are told something, you can't figure out what it is. And it gets so painful because you know that you were told, like you heard it. Why can't you remember? And it was the same with studying as well, because I used to like go all night. I know that I finished this book, but I knew that okay, I'll forget. So I go over and over again. Even now, I still study like that because I want the thing to stay. Yes.
So 18, I suppose it was SHS?
I was done then, but I think I was about to write my WASI, so the thing started and then I wrote WASI with it.
So at this point in time, they hadn't diagnosed?
No, they hadn't. And I remember when I was in school, because of my eyes, I used to like go to Tete Kwashi. I went to Methodist Girls.
All this time, before it hit your eye, you hadn't diagnosed what the problem was?
No.
So after migraines, passing out, then the eye was the first thing. What happened to you?
The eye was when, okay, so with the eye thing, after I collapsed and I was home feeling unwell here and there, not knowing what it was. So one day I was just watching TV with my family. And I noticed that from where I was sitting, I wasn't seeing the TV properly. It was like blur. So I just tapped my dad and told him, Daddy, I can't like see what. Then we went back to the optician. It was in and out like that, medications in and out. So it resulted in the MRI.
Both eyes?
Yes. So the issue is that with this one,
that's your left eye.
My left eye is very blurred. So it's this one that actually works. And with this one, if I can't really see far with it, just like around me. So if it goes beyond, it's kind of blurred. But with this one, even if it's just here, you can't really tell what it is.
So
it's just like one eye.
Okay, so let me try this. Cover your right eye.
Let me take the glasses off.
Yes. So cover your right eye.
They don't really help.
Your right eye, cover it completely. So how many fingers do I have?
Can't really tell. Everything is just like wavy.
Wow.
I know you're sitting there, but like I can't really tell what it is they are doing.
So does the glasses help?
No. So with this my eye issue, I actually ended up at Ghana Blind Union.
Wow.
Because I had roamed a lot of places, and even after like various surgeries, I've had like 4 surgeries in total. One in 2017, then I had a series of 3 in 2020. Yeah, so with the eye, it wasn't getting better because they said the cells were damaged from the brain, like they were dead.
Now, how did you take it when they told you what the problem was, or that they had diagnosed this was the problem?
Okay, so it came with a series of questions. First with the memory thing, because I wasn't really opening up to anyone about not remembering. So when they, like, my dad was actually beside me, so when they said all those things, that was when he was now knowing that this is what is actually going on with my daughter and I didn't know about. It was a series of questions. So, and then they finally explained the MRI to me, that this is what like an actual brain is supposed to look, and this is what happens when it expands and the white things I was seeing in it and all that. So this is what I had, and they needed to do the surgery. They can't really guarantee that the advantages will outweigh the negatives, but we should give it a try and all that. So I just signed.
What was the surgery? What did they do? I
was told that there isn't really like a cure, like a medication to like cure or stop the fluid from accumulating.
Because that is...
it just keeps coming. Yeah. So the treatment is introducing a shunt. It's like a tube where there's a catheter at one end and one at the other end. So they put the first one into the brain and then pass it under the skin into the abdomen. So there are tissues in the abdomen around the intestine that kind of absorb the fluids like the brain is supposed to. So it like directs it over there and then the body absorbs it.
So what you're saying is that there's a tube inside you now?
Oh yeah, it has been changed twice.
Wait, where does the tube run?
Oh, it runs through here.
Yeah.
Then it goes all the way. So like they make an insertion in the brain and then one here.
Wow. Yeah. Do you feel it?
Now, sometimes when I do like strenuous stuff or I stress a bit, it's not elastic. So you feel like something pulling, so you know that you have to be very careful, because I was told not to be doing certain things.
You said it's been changed twice. What was the cause for the change in the second one?
Okay,
Or the first one?
Okay, so the first one was the treatment process to manage the fluid, to drain it. And then the second one, they said it was over draining. So now they put it there to drain, and now it's draining more than it should. And that one too had its own issues. So over draining, that one, it shrinks the brain because it's taking everything
out. Yeah.
And then it's like everything, all the symptoms I had before just like starts all over again. So the back pain, the vomiting, everything just comes together again. So they tried methods. At first they didn't want to like touch the shunt, because some of the surgeons were saying maybe I probably don't need it anymore. That is why it's over draining. So let's tie it. So when you tie it, you know if it will, maybe everything will like start again. So when you tie it and it accumulates again, we know that, oh, she still needs it. But when we tie it and she's okay, then we know that, okay, then we just have to remove the shunt. So it was tied from outside first. And it wasn't working.
The shunt is the tube.
The tube,
okay.
Yeah. So it was tied from outside here. It wasn't working. Then they said, okay, they had to open and tie from inside. So opening and tying from inside kind of destroys the tube, because like you neck silicone. So they opened and tied from inside, and then everything started again. So I did the MRI and everything was still present. So they said, okay, then they'll have to like put a new shunt, but then a modernized one. So that one is programmable in a sense that if the pressure or the fluid in the brain is high, they can reduce the settings to manage it. If it's low, so there's a device that they put on the head to like
manage it.
So you're not supposed to be around like heavy magnets. So because it has what they used to program it outside the head is made of magnets, because it has some magnets inside that they used to like program and then reduce the valve settings and all that. So if you go around anything heavily magneted that can alter the settings, it will cause a problem. Because if it has been changed to, okay, maybe a setting of 2, because the pressure is this way, maybe high or low, and then you go and then not like you going, you don't know what is around you, but then it's altered and you are somewhere, and then everything just starts again. It's also going to be, because it actually causes a lot of damage. You see my eye like this. If the surgery wasn't done, I could have gone blind.
You've mentioned that you're not supposed to go through something in a strong magnetic field or area. Aside from that, what else? No vigorous activity?
But for me, I noticed that when I carry something very heavy, I have like chest pain. So apparently, where they pass the tube to like on my chest, they said there are some muscles there, like, I don't know, it's very painful. So I developed like very serious chest pain. As I'm here, I actually have very bad chest pain.
So do you take any medication?
The kind of medications I take is for pain and for sleep. So sometimes when the pain is too much, you can't sleep. So this medication is like a painkiller, but then it puts you to sleep. And the other ones are just for the pain. And the pain is chronic, so it's always there. So if you don't tell yourself that, okay, I want to, it's hard, it's very hard. But I'm just managing. At the point, the morphine wasn't even working anymore. So there's been a series of medication, opioids, steroids, that don't work when I take them for pain. And so I try not to take too much now, even though I have to. That's how bad it is.
So I met Danielle when I went to get a trim some time back, as shouts to Andis the barber. She actually pushed for me to get locks. So I'll put the pictures on the screen now as you can see. So I had locks, which I'm going to return to very soon. But that is another thing that she has a specialty in hair, in locks, in dreadlocks, okay?
And braids.
So her number is on the screen. Nobody can reach her for business on the screen now. I can put it up, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can reach her if you also want to have your locks and braids done, amazing. How did that come about? Because for someone who would have to stand long hours to do this, someone who would have one blurred vision, who wouldn't have the full capacity and strength, how did the story of you now even doing hair locks coming?
Okay, so even even before I was diagnosed, I used to like do my sister's hair, do people's hair in the house. It's something I wanted to do, but like you're doing engineering, I didn't really focus on it. But after I was diagnosed, my head has been shaved a couple of times. And then you go to the hairdresser to wash your hair, and they don't really do a good job. A good job in the sense that they end up hurting me. Because you see, there's something there. It's not like a scar that is there. There's something underneath. So any little thing to push it away.
Do you tell them?
I tell them,
But still,
they'll
they
do
don't
it
get
and
it.
say sorry. So I'm like, okay, I know how to do all these things. Let me just start doing on my own. So I used to like just do my own hair. And I started doing for people as well. So like I take care of people's heads like mine, because I'm very gentle and I'll do it properly because I always want my hair to look good. So that was how I started.
And you got yourself into locks and
Yes, into hair making and all that. I actually didn't learn them anywhere.
self-taught.
Yeah.
Let me go to one, possibly a final area, relationships.
Why'd you have to go there?
How did that affect relationships, dating?
It did at a point because I met people that didn't really understand, people that were not like patient, people too that were scared, like, so those that will see me like this as I'm sitting here, oh, nice girl, okay, I want to be with her, then the next moment I have very bad headache and it's scary, then they just run away.
Wow.
But I met some special people as well that really like were there for me.
Did you at any point in time feel like tomorrow wasn't promised
Yeah.
because of the condition?
Yeah, that was in 2020 because after all those surgeries, it still wasn't getting better. So I told my elder sister, like, I'm tired. I just started crying, like I was tired, like, and she just started crying. I think that was the only time I felt like giving up. But my dad also cried a number of times. So.
Did you ever feel at any point in time like taking your own life?
No. I've never like had that thought
Suicidal
even.
thoughts?
No. I don't know how I have like strong faith and hope of like moving on, but yeah, that zeal is always there. Sometimes I even forget that I have the chance. I'll go and carry something. I'm like,
You feel it. Are you afraid
of what?
of the condition?
No, I'm not afraid because I feel like I've been through a lot and it's been good. So if he's taking me out of all those things, I believe what is yet to come, he can handle it as well. All those times I didn't think, like, I've had surgery like 3 times, and it's funny how I didn't really like put my mind to God and all that, but then looking back at it, like, a lot of things could have gone wrong, but it didn't. And I'm done with school. I've worked here, I can do this, I can do that. It's not magic, it's good. So but some of the doctors actually see me now, like I braid they actually told me to cut my hair but I'm like, no, I want to keep it. So they see and they're like, how? And like, how is that your eyes are a bit better than they were before? All those things surprise them. Oh, you've gained weight. It's like you're actually looking good. Because there are people that come out of this and like when you see them, you can actually tell that this person has been through something. But when I don't tell you that this and this and this is what happened,
I'm glad you're okay.
yeah, I'm okay.
Well, peace out.